Hello and welcome. So today we're going to make a very simple chocolate bar. Simple ingredients, takes about 20-25 minutes all in all, really simple to do. Okay, so you've got your chocolate making kit which will have all of these lovely ingredients, but for your first experiment you're only really going to need the cocoa butter, cocoa paste and Sweet Freedom sweetener. So we're going to take 60 grams of our cocoa paste, we're going to take 15 grams of butter and 25 grams of Sweet Freedom. If you want to make it sweeter, that's fine, just add more sweetener. You have to tweak that yourself. Okay, so all we're really going to need is a saucepan. We're going to fill that with hot water, like so. And we're going to add our bowl, we're going to sit the bowl on the top there, and we're going to add our cocoa butter to begin with. So if children want to do this, it's great, you can put this bowl anywhere you like, as long as they don't touch the sides. That's the only bit of heat you need really. So straight in there with the cocoa butter. We're going to wait for the cocoa butter to melt, so we get a really nice liquid at the end of it. And while we're waiting for that to melt, we're going to take our cocoa paste. This is 100% cocoa, very strong if you were to try it like this. And this is our Colombian cocoa, it's a very good quality. So we're going to break these cocoa discs up. So that will really save a little bit on the melting time. And this is good fun as well if you want to do this at home with children. Break all of those up. Okay, so we're just going to give our cocoa butter a little bit of a stir. So the good thing about using this whole setup, this kind of bain-marie, is that you don't need to use the stove, and actually that's better because sometimes with the stove you are likely to overheat and then maybe burn the butter, so this is great this way. It's just enough, you can really control the temperature. Make sure that that's totally melted, so it's completely clear. Okay, so wait till all of that cocoa butter's melted, that's looking good. And really try to let everything melt, because then it's going to set a lot better too. Okay, so in we go with the cocoa paste. And again, making sure we mix in really well. As this is melting, I'm just going to talk briefly about moulds. So if you want to use any shaped ice cube trays, that's absolutely perfect and easy to get the chocolate out of, because obviously we're going to put the chocolate straight into the fridge. A standard ice cube tray is good, that's also useful. You can even use a sandwich box and make a, don't obviously fill it too high, but make a slab of chocolate, that's fine to do as well. So any moulded plastic shape you have at home is fine, even a bigger one you can use. And I've got these plasticky moulds here that I'm going to use today. So when the chocolate's ready, we're going to pour it straight into the mould. Break a few little bits up if you can. The other thing you can do to help with melting time, obviously when you get the cocoa butter, it's in the bag, it's in quite big blocks. You can actually use a grater to grate it down a little bit, or you can simply cut with a knife, and that way if it's in smaller lumps obviously it's going to melt a lot quicker. Just make sure all those lumps have disappeared, because you'll find it quite hard if it's lumpy. When you bring it out of the fridge, you will have little lumps and bumps in there otherwise, unless it's really, really liquid. Okay, so I'm happy with that. There's no more lumps, it's really clear, and we're ready to put in the sweetener. Okay. Now I've roughly measured this out, so if you measure out 25 grams of this, that's more ideal. So I'm going to pour it in. And make sure you're stirring as you pour in as well. Because really the only thing you need to be sure of is that you've thoroughly mixed everything well. That's looking great now, that's mixing very well. And when you feel it's about ready to go into the mould, just make sure it's all mixed in there so you can see it's a nice consistency. That's looking good. So I think that's perfect now, that's definitely ready to go in the mould. So the only thing I really would suggest you be careful with now is the bowl obviously being hot, it will have condensation and you don't want to get your chocolate anywhere near water. So I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to make sure that the bottom's really wipe dry, because if you do get water in chocolate you'll have to make it again, I'm afraid. Chocolate and water don't mix. Okay, so we're going to get the moulds here now. I suggest you use a tray. If you're anything like me, I'm a little bit messy, so especially if you're doing it with children. I'm going to fill one of the moulds now. Make sure it's filled all the way along. And I'm going to try the other one now too. It smells good. So, all we need to do now is just encourage it to go into the mould there. Okay, and there we are, we're ready to put it in the fridge. And that's really it. That's all you need to do, simple. Okay, so I left the chocolate in the fridge about 15-20 minutes, that's plenty of time. And it's looking really good, I'm really pleased with that. Just check it out, wow, that's great. Okay, so now comes the important bit, the taste test. Oh, I've cut a very big piece there. That's great quality. You'll be surprised you can make something this good, that simply, with only these ingredients. Fabulous.